A lot of anger. Questions being raised on safety, questions being raised on women's safety, and questions also being raised on the law and order situation. Also, why there was not enough police presence on a night like New Year. So we are actually also walking with the protesters right now, and not with us. The Delhi police vehicles are also moving along right now. Delhi police vehicles are also moving along, so we are following them. We are going towards the place where the last rites of Delhi hit and run victim is taking place with the protesters. And just like when the case first came on when we highlighted the case on Republic TV, we saw a lot of people were extremely angry about the case, what happened, the family members demanding justice, the family members completely broken, and then also, in fact, damaged the police vehicles. Similarly, we're seeing that even though after the post-mortem report is out and sexual assault has been completely ruled out, we're seeing that the people here are not happy with what happened, because it is not just about the case of sexual assault. It is also about the law and order situation, and as of course we are showing you the CCTV footage as well of what transpired, many questions are being raised. Now section 304, culpable homicide, which is a non-bailable offence, that has been added, so the bail is out of the question. I'm trying to go catch some of the protesters so we can speak to them, and the protesters right now, they are moving quite fast. Let's try to talk to them. आप वहाँ चल रहे हो, कहाँ जा रहे हो? फाइनल राइट्स जा रहे हो, वहाँ पे जा रहे हो अभी? आप अभी बोल रहे थे कि बहुत क्वेश्चंस आए हैं विमेन सेफ्टी के ऊपर, तो क्या कंसर्न है एज अ दिल्ली?
That's the live protest march there in the national capital. Republic TV tracking that march live as the citizens of Delhi march seeking justice for the victim Anjali, the 20-year-old whose last rites are also being held in a few minutes from now. The sexual assault angle has been ruled out. The autopsy report that was details of which have been accessed by Republic TV also shows that there may not be a case of sexual assault. The police has gone on record that angle is ruled out, but the police also facing more questions with more and more CCTV videos, CCTV sequences that are now emerging, and that raise very uncomfortable questions for the Delhi police, because these sequences show the presence of another girl which was never revealed by the Delhi police before today, and the Delhi police refused to take those questions earlier. And we're going back to those pictures. That's the live march there. I'm going back to my colleague Shivangi, also marching there with the people of Delhi as the final journey of the hit and run victim. Her name is Anjali,
Right.
20-year-old. Back to you for now. Back to you. Take it over, Shivangi.
Right now we are seeing these visuals come in right now where you can see that there's so much of so many protesters on the road, and there's so much of police presence as well as we walk with the protesters. There's complete traffic on the road. But we continue walking with the protesters where the final rites are happening of Anjali, the victim. And you know, when I was speaking to the protesters, what they told me, and we are walking with them right now, what they told me is that a lot of questions are being raised. Just like Republic TV raised questions about law and order situation, we raised questions about why was there not enough police action, swift police action, which could have prevented one life among us from leaving. So these are questions which are also being raised by the protesters as we keep following them, of course, and the police presence as well. So we'll try to talk to some of the protesters. I'm just trying to get hold of some of the protesters right now. But since we have been here since the afternoon, we have been seeing back-to-back developments come in at this point of time. And this case has struck a chord with the Delhi citizens. You know, it's not just about a regular case. This is about law and order situation. Like Deepthi, our colleague, was talking about the Nirbhaya case when the safety of women, that was the issue which was raised. Once again, this has struck a chord with the people of Delhi, because we are seeing that many people are out on the streets and they're saying that how can this something like this even transpire? We try to run ahead right now because I want to catch the protesters, and right now they are moving ahead. In fact, they're not stopping. They're just moving ahead because they're trying to catch the final rights of Anjali. We're trying to catch some of the protesters right now. आप protest कर रहे हो अभी? आप protest कर रहे हो? Protest कर रहे हो अभी आप? All right. So we're trying to move ahead with them right now. But a lot of people, usually when we come for these protests, they do like to talk. But right now, I'm actually seeing after a very long time that there are people here, their entire focus is on getting justice. The entire focus is on getting justice. You can actually feel the anger of the people here, Niranjan. As I go ahead and speak to them, you can see that they just want that the law and order situation should be handled. So as we walk with them, Niranjan, I'll just keep trying to ask people to talk to us. आप अभी protest कर रहे हो? आप कहाँ जा रहे हो अभी?
अभी ये शमशान घाट में जा रहे हैं।
अच्छा, so they're going to the crematorium. Demands क्या है? बहुत सारे लोग निकले हैं।
फांसी चाहिए हमारे कानून को। जो हमारी जो मांग है, सबसे पहली जो मांग है कि जिसके अंदर जितने भी पुलिसकर्मी जिन्होंने लापरवाही करी उनको सब तुरंत ही सस्पेंड किया जाए। और जो दूसरी मांग है हमारी उसके अंदर कि ये जो इसका जो फैसला है वो फास्ट कोर्ट में चलाया जाए। और तीसरी जो मांग है, जो 5 आरोपी हैं उनमें से एक आरोपी जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का है और कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रशासन पर दबाव बना रही है इस मामले को ढीला करने के लिए।
Right. So a lot of demands coming out right now, Niranjan. They're saying that they want faster action on what happened right now.
निर्भया के बाद कहाँ है वो फंड जो इकट्ठा होता था? निर्भया के बाद फास्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट कहाँ गठित हुए? ये लापरवाही है भारत सरकार की सारी।
Right. And also बहुत questions raised हुए women safety के बारे में। वो भी बहुत आया है कि women safety निर्भया के बाद स्पेशली ये फोकस में आया था। आपको क्या बोलना है इसके बारे में?
मैम देखो, निर्भया के टाइम में तो सब भारतीय हो जाते हैं, लेकिन जब हाथरस होता है तब एक वाल्मीकि समाज ही धरना प्रदर्शन करता है। आज ये दलित की बेटी थी, यहाँ सिर्फ दलित समाज ही है रोड पे। कहाँ गए वे हिंदूवादी संगठन? कहाँ गए भाजपा की वे विंग जो आरएसएस बजरंग दल हिंदू परिषद?
Okay, so we are seeing
आप ये दिखाएंगे नहीं पर टीवी पे, मुझे पता है।
ये लाइव चल रहा है। No, this is going live. Everybody is watching this right now.
Media is bad.
Right, everybody is watching this right now. But Niranjan, like we show you what's happening. We're showing you what's happening on the road right now, Niranjan, and we keep following the protesters. I will let her hand back to you because I just want to go ahead and catch up with some of the protesters. They are all going towards the final rights of Delhi hit and run victim. I just want to go and catch some protesters right now. I'm just heading back to you.
We'll stay with those live pictures there. That's Shivangi, who's marching with the people of Delhi, the citizens of Delhi, as they walk with the remains of Anjali, 21-year-old Anjali. Now, that banner there that you see on that ambulance says Anjali ko nyay chahiye. It translates to that Anjali needs justice. Justice for Anjali is the clamour in the national capital. The police in Delhi also present. The police in Delhi themselves facing questions on how they let this incident happen, on how they let this killing happen, on how more and more details are emerging, and yet they had no clue until this morning that there was a friend, there was another girl who was seen in the video. Details which are almost coming out in installments in this particular case. As far as the post-mortem report is concerned, shock and hemorrhage due to injury to the head, spine and lower limbs led to the death of the 20-year-old Anjali, who was hit and dragged by a car in the national capital on the 1st of January in the wee hours of the morning. That's what the preliminary autopsy report has said, also indicating that there is no injury suggestive of sexual assault. I'm staying with those live pictures. Republic is marching with the final journey with the citizens of Delhi in the final journey of the Delhi hit and run victim. Her name is Anjali, and she was dragged for over 13 kilometers for over 1 hour. In fact, yesterday, some estimates put it at 47 minutes, but it appears now, if you piece together the CCTV footage, it's much more than that. It's roughly about 80 minutes is what we know. For 80 minutes, and that's the ambulance entering the crematorium. And the police there locking the gates of the crematorium. I'm going back to Shivangi as we stay with those pictures. Shivangi, it appears that the mortal remains of the 20-year-old Anjali have been taken inside for the last rites to be conducted. Those are the pictures coming in from the national capital, staying with the details of the autopsy and the anger of the people. Most of the people, they're asking how the Delhi police kept changing their versions. Where are the Nirbhaya funds? Why was there no policing? Where were the PCR vans? Why was it that in a stretch of about 13 to 14 kilometers, not a single police van was seen or spotted or reacted in those 40 to 80 minutes? It could be minimum 50 minutes and up to 80 minutes when those calls were made, and even after those calls were made, not a single police official reacted. And that's the anger on the streets of the national capital. Thousands of people marching with the mortal remains of Anjali, the victim whose last rites are being conducted in the national capital. That's Sultanpuri, New Delhi, where most of the people we've been speaking to say that they just want justice for her. They don't want any excuses. They want to know where the money went for that was meant for safety of the people of the national capital. The autopsy of Anjali was conducted under the supervision of a medical board earlier at the Maulana Azad Medical College premises. Doctors who conducted the autopsy have in their first report opined that there were no injury marks on her private parts, trying to suggest that there is no indication of sexual assault in the initial report. Shock and hemorrhage as a result of antemortem injury to the head, spine, left femur and both lower limbs. All injuries produced by blunt force impact and possible with vehicular accident and dragging. I'm going back to Shivangi, who's marching with the citizens of Delhi there. All of them are angry and asking questions of the government. Shivangi.
So now we are just outside where the final rites are taking place, and that the protesters that had closed the Sultanpuri station, where we got to what they were saying and the unfairness of the street. The same protesters are right now outside.
We'll go back to Shivangi there. She's reporting in the middle of that protest in Sultanpuri. Just lost the line. We'll go back to her. Most of the people who've gathered there asking questions about why the police did not react, why there were no police vans. In fact, a ground report by Republic in the wee hours of this morning also suggested that in most of the same areas, the police wasn't present even today, 2 days after the killing took place. And going back to the details that we're picking up now of the autopsy report, the autopsy was conducted earlier. Shock and hemorrhage as a result of antemortem injury to the head, spine, left femur, both lower limbs. All injuries were produced by blunt force impact and possible with vehicular accident and dragging is what the police has said on record while quoting the report that was submitted to the police. The report also indicating there were no injuries suggestive of any sexual assault and that the final report will be received in due course. A further investigation in the case is underway. I'm going back to Shivangi. She's been speaking to all the citizens of Delhi who've been marching with the people. They're very angry. Let me go back to Shivangi. Shivangi.
Right. Niranjan, we are right outside where the final rites are taking place, and you can see that all the protesters that we marched with, they've all assembled here. Vijay Anup is showing you all the visuals, and you can see, just have a look that how many people have come to bid the final goodbye to the Delhi hit and run victim. And as we stand here, we can tell you that that it is definitely a moment which shows that how this incident has shocked the nation, especially people of Delhi. When we were speaking to them while they were on their way to the area where the final rites are taking place, they expressed a couple of points. They said that there was some lapse when it comes to security, especially on New Year's Eve. They also spoke about women's safety. Women's safety was something which was coming up, and we saw a lot of concern about this incident from them. And as Vijay Anup is showing you all the visuals, a lot of people have gathered here. In fact, when we were walking with them, usually when these protests happen, some of them stop, but no one stopped. They all were marching. They did not stop for even a second. And we were, like we showed you those visuals, they didn't stop for a second because they do want to bid final goodbye to Anjali and to the Delhi hit and run victim. And viewers, also I would like to tell you is that the victim's family has been saying again and again that she needs to be served justice. And that has struck a chord with the people of Delhi right now. As you can see, how many people, they might not even know her personally, but when they heard of the story, what really transpired, how a young girl, 20-year-old, the breadwinner, a young girl who had a very bright future ahead of her, how she really, got stuck underneath that car. How did that happen? What were the circumstances which led to that? Many questions being raised right now, Niranjan. And as we see the visuals on your screen right now, everybody waiting. Also, we saw that a lot of police personnel were here. You can see the security is very tight. There are a lot of police presence right over here. As we also have been reporting and telling you about the kind of lapses that are coming up in the case. Many questions being raised at this point of time. What happened? Why? Why did such kind of incident happen at this point of time? So we are seeing a lot of visuals. We'll keep getting you the top updates right now, Niranjan. And a lot of people are holding the picture. They're holding the picture of the Delhi hit and run victim. You can see Vijay Anoop can show those visuals as well. And let's get a reaction.
करती हूँ कि थोड़ा सा अपनी सोचिए, हमारी लड़कियों के पीछे सोचिए, इसके पीछे सोचिए। जो लड़कियों को तुम पढ़ाने की शिक्षा नहीं दे रहे हो, तुम कमाने को उनको नौकरी देने में रोजगार नहीं दे रहे हो, और जब वो खुद को निकलती है कुछ भी आए काम करने के लिए, तो आप उनको रोड पे घसीट के मार देते हो। ये कहाँ का इंसाफ है? हम तो चाहते हैं दिल्ली की जो सरकार है वो हमारी लड़कियों को सुरक्षा दे, नौकरी दे, रोजगार दे। वो अपनी घर तो चला रही थी, नौकरी करके तो आ रही थी, वो कौन सा क्या बताऊँ, मैं कुछ कह नहीं सकती, क्या करके आ रही थी, वो नौकरी करके आ रही थी, और उसका भी घर चलाने का एक अधिकार बनता है। सबका अधिकार है, रोटी कपड़ा मकान सबका अधिकार है ये। और मैं दिल्ली पुलिस से और ये दिल्ली सरकार से यही अनुरोध करती हूँ कि हमारी लड़कियों को सुरक्षा दो। उसका चॉइस फीलिंग है, वो नाइट में ड्यूटी करने जाओ, डे में ड्यूटी कर जाओ, क्या पहने, वो क्या खाए, कहाँ जाए, उसकी एक चॉइस होती है लड़कियों की, घर चलाने की उसकी एक वो थी। तो इस तरीके से हम नहीं चाहते हैं कि लड़कियों को इस तरीके से बर्बरता होना चाहिए। आज हमारी लड़कियां कहीं भी सेफ नहीं है, कहीं भी सेफ, अपने घर में भी सेफ नहीं है, बाहर भी सेफ नहीं है, क्योंकि सेफ्टी नाम का तो है ही नहीं कहीं भी, कोई भी इनका सुरक्षा तो है ही नहीं कहीं भी। कहाँ हो रहे थे? आज इतनी दिल्ली पुलिस है, उस टाइम कहाँ थे? रोड पर इतनी पेट्रोलियम होती है, कहाँ थे? पेट्रोलियम करते होते लाल बत्ती से भी जाती हैं जैसे कि गाड़ियाँ, तो बत्ती पे भी एक आती तो पेट्रोलियम होना चाहिए ना, कहाँ थे? अगर वो सुरक्षा होती तो शायद आज हमारी भी जो लड़कियां जिंदा होती, अंजलि नाम की लड़की, अनेकों लड़कियां ऐसी हैं जो ऐसे ही कुछ न कुछ कारण बस वो मौत का शिकार बन जाती है।
ऑलराइट, अभी ये बहुत इमोशनल मोमेंट है सबके लिए। हम देख रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग आए हैं, सब बहुत साथ दे रहे हैं। ये जो स्टोरी है दिल्ली हिट एंड रन विक्टिम की, सबको टच किया है। और बहुत आप जो बोल रहे थे कि लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर बीइंग रेज्ड, विमेन सेफ्टी, अब उसके बारे में बोल रहे थे। डिमांड्स क्या है?
डिमांड यही है कि जो अब की जो है ना दिल्ली पुलिस, जो दिल्ली सरकार है, दिल्ली की जो लड़कियां हैं, हिंदुस्तान की जो लड़कियां हैं, उनको सुरक्षा मिले। वो जॉब करने जाती है, वो पढ़ने जाती हैं, वो रिश्तेदारों के घर जाती हैं, वो अपनी मायके से ससुराल जाती, ससुराल से मायका आती हैं, उनका अधिकार है, रोड पे चलना अधिकार है। वो नाइट में जाए, उनका चॉइस फीलिंग है, उसका चॉइस है कि वो कहाँ नौकरी करेंगी, वो क्या खाएंगी, क्या पहनेंगी, वो कहाँ नौकरियाँ करेंगी, क्योंकि आपने शिक्षा तो दिया नहीं है। शिक्षा को तो बेरागर आपने कर ही दिया है। तो इसी तरह से जो है ना, जो आज जो भारतवर्ष की जो लड़कियां हैं कहीं भी सेफ नहीं है, और मैं सेफ चाहती हूँ, जो लड़कियां सेफ मिले। और हम जैसे जो महिलाएं हैं ना, मैं प्रगतिशील महिला संगठन से हूँ, और मैं इसी बारे में जो है ना अपनी भारतवर्ष में, अपनी दिल्ली के अंदर जो है ना एरिया में, यही मैं कहती हूँ कि हर नारी को जो है ना अपना आवाज़ उठाना चाहिए।
And so right now we can see that a lot of people are here. They're getting emotional as well. And if anybody is standing here where I am, there is a lot of anger, but there's also a lot of emotions flowing right now, as a lot of people have gathered here to bid the Delhi hit and run victim a final goodbye, and many questions being raised at this point of time. Niranjan, like we were talking to the protesters here, and they're saying it's a very a moment which is very somber, it's very muted, and you can see that everyone here, there is a bit of emotions in their eye. If you see the people around, whether it be the police personnel at the spot, whether it be protesters, you can see that a lot of people are teary-eyed. They're really reflecting on how such a case has taken place, Niranjan. And as my VJ is showing you, you can see the faces of the people here, which really shows it's struck a chord among the people. Questions being raised on women's safety, questions being raised on lapses, and how this incident took place. Especially young people of this country who have also come out. You can see a lot of youngsters have come out right now, and they are demanding punishment for the accused. My VJ is showing you all the visuals, and this is the final rites, where the final rites will be taking place. We are standing right outside that, and the entire day we have been raising questions. Also, the role of the friend, the victim's friend, is coming on the fore. The police is saying that the interrogations are happening. The victim's friend.
12 किलोमीटर तक कोई नहीं घसीटता कि जो हादसा है 12 किलोमीटर तक घसीटा गया है लड़की को, और उसके ऊपर एक कपड़ा भी नहीं था लड़की के ऊपर।
लगातार यही बात कह रहे हैं लोग, और देखिए पीछे अभी भी पुलिस की तैयारी है कि जल्द से जल्द अंतिम संस्कार के लिए अंदर लेकर जाया जाए। लेकिन जो यहाँ पर करीब 200 की संख्या में लोग इकट्ठा हैं, वो सब यही मांग कर रहे हैं, यही कह रहे हैं कि हमको भी अंदर जाने दिया जाए, और एक मांग ये कि या तो आरोपियों को फांसी दी जाए या तो हमारे हवाले कर दिया जाए। जो उन्होंने हमारी बेटी का हाल किया है, हम उन्हें बताना चाहते हैं कि जो उन्होंने किया है हमारी बेटी के साथ, हम वैसा कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि दिल्ली में बेटियां सुरक्षित नहीं है। और इसी बात को लेकर लगातार नाराजगी दिल्ली के लोगों की बढ़ती जा रही है। केवल मंगोलपुरी, सुल्तानपुरी इलाके की बात नहीं है, बल्कि जहां जहां से लोग यहां पर आए हैं, इन सब की एक ही मांग है कि हमारी बेटी को इंसाफ मिले। बिल्कुल मैं शिवपुरी मुक्तिधाम के बाहर खड़ी हुई हूं, और अंदर पीड़िता के शव को ले जाने के लिए, अंतिम संस्कार के लिए ले जाने की तैयारी पूरी है, और पुलिस की गाड़ी, एम्बुलेंस सब यहां पर मौजूद हैं। बस थोड़ी देर में अंतिम संस्कार होगा, लेकिन उससे पहले कोशिश यह है कि जो लोग यहां पर खड़े हुए हैं, जो लोग बड़ी संख्या में यहां पर मौजूद हैं, उन लोगों को शांत कराया जाए। आप सब लोग कहां से आए हैं?
बुध विहार से, फेज 1 से मैम।
Going back to Shivangi as well. Shivangi is also speaking to all the protesters there. Those are the live pictures coming in. That's the crematorium where the last rites are being conducted inside, and hundreds of police officers right at the gates to stop all those people who are there marching. In fact, hundreds and thousands of them have been marching for the last 1 hour. Shivangi, tell our viewers what you've seen, and let's try and speak to some of them there.
Right. We'll try to speak to them, and like you were saying that there's heavy police presence. I just want to show you that near the gates, the gates of this area, the gates where the final rites will take place, you can see that there's a heavy police presence. But even among the police, you can see that the situation is under control. Even though they're standing outside, this sentiment of what happened to the girl, to the young girl, everyone is feeling. It's a moment. It's a very quiet moment. It's a muted moment, Niranjan. We are standing here, and a lot of questions, of course, being raised. Let's talk to the protesters who are at the spot. They have walked a long way to get to this area. So my VJ is showing you the visuals. We'll try to get a reaction from the protesters who are at the spot right now. We'll just go inside and try to speak to some of them. But as my VJ is showing you the visuals, Niranjan, you can see a lot of people are holding the picture of the Delhi hit and run victim. A lot of people are holding the pictures. A lot of people are holding placards at this point of time. And we'll just try to get a reaction. But I just want our viewers to have a look at what is happening here, because this has struck a chord among the Delhi citizens. The issue of safety has always been something of concern, and especially when it comes to women's safety. But here, those questions being raised again, that some safety concern does prevail in Delhi, even though it's a city which has the best career opportunities. It's a city which is extremely metropolitan in its approach. But this is something which needs to be addressed. We'll try to get more reactions coming in at this point of time. We'll try to speak to the people here. आप अभी आए हो, और बहुत सारे लोग क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं सेफ्टी के बारे में अभी, और बहुत से लोग आए हैं कि जो दिल्ली हिट एंड रन विक्टिम है उसको फाइनल गुड बाय करने के लिए।
मेरा कहने का मतलब यही है, जो भी आरोपी हैं उनको फांसी दिलवाई जाए।
All right, so a lot of people, this is a demand which is being raised about capital punishment. Now the victim's family had also said the same thing. They said that we want the maximum punishment for the accused, the 5 accused who are still in police custody. Remember, section 304, which is a non-bailable section, has been added, so bail is out of the question at this point of time. Many questions being raised right now. We'll try to get more reactions coming in at this point of time. We can see that even young children are here in the spot Sultanpuri. We are seeing very young children are here. They have also joined in. A lot of youngsters have come as well, and many questions being raised. Like I said, the amount of police personnel is very, very heavy. You will see there are a lot of police personnel at the spot, and only one demand is that capital punishment. They're saying that there's something wrong, there's something amiss. Those issues being raised as well. We'll try to get more reactions coming in. A lot of emotions as well at this point of time. You're getting very emotional, and of course this is a story which has actually connected with a lot of people, because the issue of safety in Delhi is something which has been raised. बहुत बार ये raise हुआ है कि safety, women's safety especially.
बहुत बार रेज हुआ और बहुत बार सरकारें भी बदली गई हैं इसी बात पे। मौजूदा दिल्ली सरकार इसी नाम पर आई थी, और उसके पहले भी मोदी सरकार भी, जिस समय 2012 में कांग्रेस की सरकार थी दिल्ली में भी और सेंटर में भी, और निर्भया केस के बाद जिस तरह से लड़कियां एक्चुअली और जिस तरह से छात्र और जनता निकल के आई थी पैट्रियार्की के खिलाफ, तब जाके हम लोग कुछ JS वर्मा कमीशन बना और उसके बाद फिर पॉश भी बना, ये सब हुआ। पर हम तो ये देखते हैं कि भारतवर्ष के अंदर कानून लिखवाना एक बात है और कानून लागू करवाना बिल्कुल दूसरी बात है। और इस केस के अंदर फिर से वही सिचुएशन हम देख रहे हैं कि दिल्ली सरकार के अंदर जो है वो सरकार है जो कि दावा कर रही थी कि बहुत अच्छा पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम वो अवेलेबल कराएंगे, और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट सिस्टम तो देहात के अंदर तो अवेलेबल नहीं है। 8 बजे के बाद लड़कियों को तो गाड़ी मिलती नहीं है। वो किसी तरीके से लिफ्ट लेके या कोई ग्रामीण सेवा टाइप मिल जाए तो मिल जाए, नहीं तो वो भी ऐसे ही जैसे ये बच्ची जा रही थी ना स्कूटी चला के, और उसके बाद भी कोई पेट्रोलिंग नहीं है, कोई पेट्रोलिंग नहीं थी। दिल्ली पुलिस फेल हो गई है, और दोनों ही सरकारें गैर जवाबदेह हैं अपनी जनता के प्रति। और बेशक अब वो कितनी रिपोर्ट्स मंगा लें, लेकिन जब तक आप सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स की आंसरेबिलिटी माननीय गृह मंत्री साहब फिक्स नहीं करेंगे तो वो कितने ही नारे लगा लें। बहुत हुआ नारी पे वार, की बार मोदी सरकार, और हमने देखा है उनकी मोदी सरकार जब से है तब से नारियों पे वार बढ़ता जा रहा है, और नारियों पे वार करने वालों के पक्ष में जो है चीज़ें होती जा रही हैं। ये एक अजीब बात है, महिला आंदोलन इसी दौर में हमने देखा है।
देयर इज एक और एंगल आया है जो हमने रिपब्लिक टीवी में हाईलाइट किया है। द दिल्ली हिट एंड रन विक्टिम, शी हैड अ फ्रेंड एंड the friend was with her at the outside the hotel. They also had a fight. A lot of angles are being investigated right now, and she's being interrogated. So do you think बहुत सारे questions आ रहे हैं, क्या हुआ था?
We'll take a short break there. Staying live with those pictures, but when we come back, we'll go back live. Last rites being held. Also, the other big story we're tracking here on Republic of what is happening in Halwani. A repeat of Shaheen Bagh attempted there using encroachment to try and push a communal spirit. We'll take a break. We'll come back with those live pictures from the national capital. Stay tuned. Tribute to Rajouri victims as well. The 6 victims of terror laid to rest in Jammu and Kashmir.
In the